Yeah, those
Well,
kind of
call
things,
them
those kind of things, there's nothing you can do about that.
I do data analysis and
Qué falta.
I look at budgets. That's my job. My job is governmental affairs, so I work with all elected officials.
How would you connect the data to
I usually wait
our course, which usually it's either tournaments or word of mouth?
Yeah, when they come
Usually
in,
you
or
have
they
a
not
course
do that at the
where you
end.
golf,
You
or where you
can
golf,
do it.
and then you word of mouth, and you gotta connect that data
Right.
because you were talking about a workshop. That'd be a great idea to bring it up so we can put it on.
I used to work in West, Forest Park.
Oh, okay.
You know where it's at?
Yes. There was a lot of Russians in that area during that.
Well, I used to work there because the post office was there. I used to work in the post office. But I moved here back in '93. I retired in '93 from the post office.
see, right, Rudy and
And I moved back to Pharr.
Yes, sir.
But I worked,
Willingham is the one.
almost 32 years at the post
He
office.
said he was coming. in the morning
I was only
to get it.
55 when I retired.
It was very, it
You're
was
probably gonna
very
get here late.
too cold for me.
Nothing else.
So,
Just, hold the button on the side, the one in the bottom, that, slide it so it's turned down.
Okay, it's 5:30. Today is Tuesday, September the 10th, 2019. I'm calling the Golf Course Advisory Board, City Pharr, to order. Go to 1A, roll call.
Artemio Palacios,
Here.
George Gonzalez.
Here.
Javier Martinez.
Here.
Rudy Martinez.
Rudy Martinez was
Jaime
with me and he
Villarreal.
got sick.
Jaime Villarreal.
Here.
Javier Garcia.
Here.
Mario Liscano.
Present.
Oscar Villagomez.
Here.
And Juan Willingham.
¿Qué pasó con Rudy?
Se enfermó, andaba conmigo y con su
¿Enfermo?
otra amiga y la chica.
¿No va a venir?
No.
Te dijo.
Sí, I mean, he went home.
Okay, we have two board members absent, but I know Sergeant Willingham called me that something came up with his house. And member Villarreal no stated that Rudy Martinez, member Martinez también,
Sí,
he couldn't,
can't make it.
he was sick. So I need a motion to excuse or not excuse.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion on the floor by member Gonzalez to excuse. To excuse.
To excuse, yes, sir.
Both of them.
Yes, sir.
Second by Oscarito. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. They're both excused. We go to the administrative part, item 2A, approval of minutes for August the 9th, 2019, regular call meeting.
Do you need a,
Yes,
do you need
to approve, yes.
to approve minutes? I so move.
Okay, motion on the floor, by member Villarreal to approve,
I'll second that.
second by member Tony. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. B, consideration and action, if any, on revenue and expenditure report for the month of July 2019. Mike?
Good evening, gentlemen. The revenue and expenditure report for the month of July. Revenues reported at $45,066.21 against expenditures of $97,520 and some change. Revenue-wise for July, pretty much flat. So when compared to July of last year. Expenses, up by a few $1,000 in July, mostly attributable to chemicals in the supply area, and also for the maintenance, the continued maintenance that we are experiencing as far as the golf course equipment and and irrigation. Otherwise, again, compared to July of last year, numbers are pretty much in place. The food and beverage numbers, looking at the beer, net profit of $1,273.45. For the food, profit showing of, net profit showing of the food of $2,000, $2,721.91. And so once you figure in the cost of the payroll, so on for that month of July, and taking into account the total, total beer revenue and total food revenue, and taking out the cost of each of the beer and the food and the payroll, leaves us approximate total revenue for the year of $715.49. Those are your revenue numbers for the month of July.
Mike,
Sir.
you know, if you go back to beer revenue and cost, and, you know, that part, big page, I don't see a number. But in June, it was 28, 21, 53, the revenues, and then July we had 23 a week, but the cost was a lot less with that. and
Food and beverage?
on beer revenue.
Correct.
Hmm?
For the month of,
It was $500 more in, you know, in June.
in June, yeah,
Right,
correct.
but we spend more, no, 300, and I can see the difference over here on profit.
Correct.
We had 2,078, and profit was 1,273.45.
Reason why in June, what was happening in June, Chairman, is the fact that we didn't have that much going on, and what we did have going on as far as tournaments, as far as play goes, we were able to deplete our existing inventory, so on. So there's no need to purchase. There was no need to purchase, you know, a lot of beer during June, because again, our existing inventories were in line. So in July, we just re-upped a little bit and got our inventory levels pretty much, you know, back in line.
Okay, I see that. Thank you.
You bet, sir.
Any questions? Any questions from Mike? No questions?
No, sir.
Okay, no comment on that. Okay, I need a motion to accept revenue and expenditure report for the month of July.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion to accept by Member Gonzalez.
Second.
Second by who? Discano, Member Discano. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, we've got item C, status report for the golf course operation for the months of September.
This is the last page in your packet, gentlemen. We'll start with the green. We'll
Excuse me.
start-
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, can we interrupt as he, to ask questions as he goes
At
through the
that point,
report?
you can,
Okay.
just to verify something, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Starting with the greens, gentlemen, we plan on verticutting the greens the week of September 23rd, then do a light top dressing with sand in preparation for the winter season. This is quite a drastic change compared to what we have done in prior years. Prior years, we punched holes in them and pulled out cores and aerified. And the results that we were getting were not good during the winter, and I think everybody remembers that, so on. So this go around, in preparation for the winter, we're just gonna verticut the greens, get the thatch out of them, so on. Come in with with our foliar program and our fertilizer program that we are doing right now, and get the greens, hopefully the greens will be in a lot better shape, during the winter months. Only for the simple fact is, we've aerified and everything the past 2 falls and preparation for the winter, and the greens did not come back very well at all. And I think we can appreciate the fact that if we can maintain the quality of greens we do have now, that'll be a plus for the winter months, and we'll be a lot more healthier going into the spring, so on. So what we're doing now is trying to get the greens in a steady, well, I guess the way to put it is, is a maintainable, steady shapes to where there's no ups and downs like we experienced last year. We will continue to work on the collection areas around the green surrounds. We've begun our fall fertility program based on the most recent soil samples for the greens, and this will take us to the end of the year. The program will be reevaluated at that time, and then, of course, we will continue to hand water the greens, like we are now, to help with the night watering. And we continue to raise heads around the greens to avoid puddling. The very important deal about the green foliar program that we currently are doing, I want to go ahead and reevaluate the program every 4 months, because soils change and the degree of salt can change, so on and so forth. So by doing this program and getting it reevaluated every 4 months, as the soil changes, we can change our program accordingly, so on. And that way, give the greens what it needs and take away what it doesn't need, basically, as far as feeding it goes. We verticut the tee boxes. We verticut the tee boxes the last part of August. And basically, we did this last year, and this just helps eliminate the thatch buildup on the tee boxes. They don't look as good as they did going into it, but they will recover and they will be better. I know some of you had a concern about that, but they will recover and they will be better. It's just the nature of the beast. Other items. This was asked of me last meeting about our sand traps, and the brief explanation that you see there in your packet. We did contact Signet Golf, who did the 2013 Greens renovation project, and I was told that there was no work done on the bunker complexes when the greens were done. A decision was made back then to spend the money on the tee boxes versus the bunkers. The bunkers probably haven't been worked on since the course was built back in the 1980s. That gives you an idea, so on, of the condition of the sand traps. As a result of this, we're going to have to, what we want to do, superintendent and myself, is we want to rebuild one, an out-of-the-way bunker, rebuild one, see what kind of drainage is there, see what we're dealing with, and go from there. Possibly do it, if we can do it in-house. If not, find out who, how much, blah, 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 down the road, possibly something next physical here. Figure that one.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mike, what does out-of-the-way bunkers mean?
Out-of-the-way bunkers, find one that doesn't necessarily come into play. One that, maybe the one on the right side of 2.
The right side of 2, okay.
As an example.
That big palm tree.
Yeah. Or find one maybe on the left side, or left side of 10. I mean, so on. I mean, the options there's a few options we can look at, so on. And that's what we want to do, is kind of tear one up. Will it affect play? No, because most everybody treats them as ground under repair anyways, and pulls pulls the ball out and drops it. Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out, that's what I mean by out of the way, one that doesn't necessarily, get used a lot, so on.
Yeah, well, if I can make a suggestion, if you will, Mr. Chairman, why don't we do the main bunkers in front of number 2? Because those get I mean, there's like a foot, 2 feet of water in those.
Okay.
Maybe find out why they're not
Well,
draining.
that's the fact is they're not, they may
But
not
I don't think
have
the one
drains.
by the bunker actually,
Comes into play.
no, I don't
No,
think,
it
I
comes
don't,
into play,
yeah,
but
no.
the ones in the front are like a number 2.
Yeah, but those get
Those
about a
get,
foot, 2 feet
yeah,
of
you
water.
can't even find the ball
Yeah,
sometimes.
I don't think the one by the palm tree, I think that one drains rather well, to be honest with you. I've never seen it flooded. That's just my suggestion that
Sure. I just
perhaps,
don't-
you know, attack the one that really needs the most help
Or
and
the
figure
one
out
on
what's
number 8,
going
to the
on.
left side of 8, there's another one.
Either one of the ones on front of 2, and find out if there's a drain, because I swear, Mike.
I don't think, it doesn't
there's-
seem like there is.
Well, I know there is. I mean, it doesn't seem like there is.
Yeah.
But I swear I
It's
thought
blocked
that
up.
they had drained those things.
No, I mean, I got it from the horse's mouth. I was kind of hoping that was the case too, but I got it from the horse's mouth that when the greens were renovated back in 2013,
They didn't touch
bunker
them.
complexes were not touched, so on. So whatever is in there, or whatever drain system was put in there when the greens and bunkers were initially built back, I guess, in the 1980s, it's probably still there, and that's why it's not draining, so on.
Thank
So,
you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mike.
yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
So I like the idea number 2. Of the greens that are, the sand traps that are in the way, I get that. The thing is though, it could be bigger than what, the mess that we can create could be bigger than what we're capable of handling. That's kind of why we kind of talked about you getting an out-of-the-way bunker, just for the simple fact is it doesn't really affect play that much versus one in front of number 2 that could affect play.
But they
So-
pulled the ball out.
I agree,
you know, I
but
mean-
they can work on it while there's play still going on if it's out of the way versus
Okay.
being right in the middle of
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on. So that's kind of where, just to get an idea. We continue to work on the irrigation system. We found a source to help eliminate the mollusk and shell problem in our irrigation lines using our fertigation unit. So we're continue to work on that. The question on that becomes, can the fertigation unit handle it, handle the mixture? What I mean by the mixture is you have to have, there's hydrochloric acid and there's sulfuric acid, so on, that they put in there, and has to be diluted to a certain percentage. So we have to make sure that our fertigation unit matches up to that. And so we don't fry anything or burn anything out because of what we're using. Future winter project, we want to add lake feeds to the holes that do not have one. That'll help flush out more shells out of the system. We replaced the breaker box on number 15 that supplied power to that part of the irrigation system. And we're having, reason why we replaced that, because we were having frequent power outages that were caused from the flooding back over in that area. And we continue to trim trees as time permits and as the growing season comes to an end. So that basically gives you kind of a Cliff Note version of what we've been doing and what we plan on doing as far as the golf course goes. Clubhouse, for the upcoming tournaments, we already had one. Saturday, the 7th, was the Senator Eddie Lucio's back-to-school golf tournament. We had 65 kids come out and play. Senator was here himself, and it was very well received. September 14th, Joanne Garcia. We have a tournament for her. Saturday, September 21st, we have the PSJ North Campus fundraiser. And on Sunday, September 29th, we're going to have our Sundowner 18-hole finale. So, and information will be coming out on that, along with our final Sundowner of the year running, will run until September 25th, and then we'll conclude the Sundowner series of, with our finale on September 29th. So that is your status report concerning the golf course for September, gentlemen.
I had a question, Mr.
Comments?
Chairman. Yes, if I may. Mike, if we can go back, I apologize for missing last week. It was work-related, but thank you guys for excusing me. But I see here that Rudy was concerned about residents walking and riding, and he suggested a fine. Was there anything that we looked into that? Because I have noticed there's a lot more kids, a lot more traffic going on, especially obviously on the back nine,
Back nine.
where it's more residential. And it's happening a lot on holes. It's pretty clear it's on 10 and 11. Or 11 and 12, I'm sorry, 11 and 12.
13.
Even 13, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the part three, exactly. So I don't know if
And
anything has
we've
been,
had
and
some-
again, this is more a safety issue for the kids out there because
Sure.
the golf ball hurts.
To answer your question, Coach, yes, there was, basically what we've done is we've got the okay from the homeowners association, so on. They're on our side. They understand, they get it, they know people should not be out there, so on. So the next step that we're taking is, we find somebody, we are calling the police department, and they will get a ticket, so on. And, have I done that yet? No. I haven't had a call to do it yet, but it doesn't just take staff out there too. I know
Well-
people don't want to get necessarily involved, but, I had a call the other day from a homeowner, so on, that doesn't walk on the golf course, but he sees people walking on the golf course. And he says, what can I do? Same thing as what we do, so on. So, go ahead and call the authorities. If you want to get involved, call the authorities. Help us police it, so to speak. But yes, the next step is to basically ticket these people. And like somebody mentioned last month, is all it takes is one, and then pretty much everything everything should fix itself. So on.
And if I may, the authorities, when you say that, it's directly the PD, the
Yes.
Pharr PD, or is it gonna be the security
No, it's Pharr
staff
PD.
there at
It's Pharr
Plantation?
PD. Their security guys don't want to get involved. So it's our property. I kind of get that. It's our property.
They don't wanna get beat up.
They're not security for the golf course, they're security for the homeowners association, So I understand. So, but that's what we can do. That is the next step, and yes, I mean, when there is a cause or we get a call on that, then that's the step we'll take.
So
Say,
then-
will let's call it the violators be there? Who knows? But but at least if they see us out there and the presence out there, that may start something to where we can avoid having future situations
Okay.
with that. But yeah, that's an ongoing thing, and that, back there, 11, 12, 13 in particular, that unfortunately is one of the reasons people talk about. No other golf course has that I know of, has that issue, and we're rather unique having it. But, we gotta try to do something to curb it, because that does hurt, kinda hurts our reputation, so on and so forth. Especially when golfers are involved, and they don't wanna get, they see people out there walking, they don't want to hit the people that are out walking with a golf ball, what have you. So it becomes a liability issue. So have I heard about it from other people? Yeah. I mean, does it hurt what we're trying to do? Yes, it does. So we got to fix it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
No, but you see the police force here, giving tickets left and right every day. So they'll have a ball over there, just parking there, they'll run out of the tickets.
So unfortunately,
other
it's to the
comment?
point that we have to do.
Anybody else?
Unfortunately, it's somewhere.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, gentlemen.
So we go back to item 3. Need a motion to go home, to adjourn.
No, motion to approve his, report, no?
Well, we don't have, but go ahead, give me a motion.
I move, no, we don't need a motion to, accept his report? Okay, well, I move that we adjourn.
We have a motion on the floor with, yes, we are, to adjourn. Second?
Second.
Second by Oscarito.
All right.
Before we close, all in favor?
Yes, sir.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.